team. The French fans are here. The French fans, as always, expecting performance from their team. And the Czech Republic are the team that stand between France and an opening day win. The head-to-head between the two countries is 4 wins for France, 3 wins for the Czech Republic. And over the last few years, these two teams, there you see, ranked 4th and 12th on the FIBA rankings, have had some monumental tussles. And they are quite rightly 2 of the biggest basketball countries in Europe. The schedule for today in this group, Sweden with the 67-51 win, and then France and the Czech Republic will be underway here at 3:30 local time. And wherever you are joining us from in the world, this has an expectation around it of a game between 2 of the big basketball powers in Europe. We're just about to get into player introductions. With me, as she will be for all the games here in Riga, is Teresa Brantlova, who played for the Czech Republic at all sorts of levels, seniors, juniors, and whatever. And Teresa, it's always hard commentating on your country, and especially a team that is so hampered by some injuries and missing players.
Yeah, I can only agree, Mark. It's hard to wish an injured team of Czech, but still I have a belief that they're going to leave everything out on the floor at this championship. It's a shame because obviously after the unsuccessful Eurobasket 2017 for Czech Nation, they have had big hopes and belief that they're going to kind of repair their reputation in this tournament, but unfortunately they're missing 3 core players in Kia Von, Alena Hanushova, and Julia Rajsengerova, who has been MVP of the finals, Liga Femenina for Girona. And it is exciting time to see your nation competing at this level, and I just hope they really do their best to compete against France, against anyone who they're going to face at this tournament.
As you say, their best is what you'd expect them to bring, and what Coach Steg is going to hope is their best is going to be good enough, because they face one of the most successful countries in world basketball, only on 2 occasions in European and world tournaments that they failed to medal. But they only have 1 gold medal, and that's the expectation of their fans. And this team, like every French team, is stacked from 1 to 12 in terms of this roster. Great guard play, great inside play, tremendous talent.
Yeah, I cannot agree. We've seen a French team to have a slower start at the tournaments, into the tournaments, but to be honest, I'm pretty sure they came here to grab that gold. Last 3 Eurobasket, they had grabbed the silver medal, and I'm pretty sure all they want is gold.
Okay, we're going to have the national anthems of both countries, and we will start with the national anthem of Czech Republic, and then we will have the national anthem of France.
Anthem of Team Czech Republic.
And now the national anthem of France. So players and coaches will exchange those mementos of every international game at the halfway line. France with the 4-3 head-to-head advantage over the Czech Republic. But both teams arrive here in completely different frames of mind. As Teresa said, problems with injury, etc. for the Czech Republic. Here are the three officials. Andrej Šalapala, Jelena Tomic, and Mila Kavala will take charge of this game from Belarus, Croatia, and Bosnia and Herzegovina, respectively. And we're going to look at the two rosters. And as I said, these two rosters are going to be very different rosters to talk about. I think this Czech Republic, Teresa, you know them all so well. But obviously, Katalina Helotova is a name that jumps straight at it.
Yeah, I have spoken to her yesterday, and she knows she needs to step up in this tournament. She needs to really pull up some long-distance shots as she does, use her athleticism, her courageous face of her game as well. Here is the first five: Kamila Štěpánová, Balcáková, Elhotová, and Krakovičová. I think it will be important who else gonna support Kateřina Elhotová offensively, because the Czech team can play aggressive defense, really risking, but they need to play quick and aggressive, coming from that great defense. Because if they're gonna face whole France team in 5-on-5, I think they're gonna really struggle under the rim, as they are short due to those injuries. But we've mentioned the injuries on the Czech side, but the French side had some as well, with the absence of Siak, the Chachung, and Sarah Michel. So it will be interesting to see, but definitely France is a favorite in this game.
Well, here is that French roster. It's been a period of transition with the retirement of Céline Dubin, and I think they've come out on the other side of it, as well as the veterans. Obviously, the quality of this lineup with Bria Hartley in the backcourt is going to be a fascinating mixture for me, and it'll be interesting to see how this French roster performs. And this starting lineup with great experience on the inside. Johannes is worth the admission money on her own in terms of how she can become so exciting. But you can't say enough of the great things about Sandrine Gruder. She's having some of the best basketball of her life now at the veteran stage, and I'm sure she won't mind us calling her a veteran, because she's absolutely a superstar of the game of basketball. And I think the inside presence of Gruder is going to be crucial. But I'm absolutely fascinated about how Bria Hartley fits into this roster, because she is an absolute quality guard, and given her head, she could really light things up for France, and is going to give Stefan Sitbek a huge headache.
Yeah, I cannot agree, because at the World Cup last year, we've seen that France had a little bit weaker spot on the point guard position. So definitely Hartley is gonna be a plus positive element for a French roster to compete at this championships, with aiming to get that gold medal. This is Valérie Garnier. She's been with the team for so long. So all the first five of the French is the core who has played the tournaments already together. So I expect from them to really step strongly into this game.
Well, it's going to be players that in the past have been supporting players like Ayayi, who's got to step up and become a major leader. And I think it's always the issue for France. They have so much talent. How much do you let them play, and how much do you want to control them? And it's almost a management job, not a coaching job. And Garnier has been around this team for so long as an assistant initially, and then as the head coach. Vastly experienced. And it's whether or not these fans ultimately see themselves in Belgrade in a gold medal game. But there's a lot of hurdles to overcome before then. But Apupa now has got to deliver as a starting point guard. But I think ultimately the backcourt will be in the hands of Bria Hartley with her WNBA and EuroLeague experience. What an asset to have coming off your bench. So, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in Europe, whatever time of day or night it is, welcome to Riga. Welcome to the Riga Arena. France in white and the Czech Republic in red. And we're underway, game 2 on game day 1 of the 2019 Eurobasket women underway And I'm intrigued, Teresa, how the Czech Republic, what is the game plan that says we're going to stifle this offensive talent that France have?
Yeah, that's what we're going to find out. I'm pretty sure first minutes of this game, they have to come out with the aggressive defense and try to run the breaks. That's what I would assume would be their game in today's game.
Does France see, are they going to make enough mid-long range shots? Because otherwise you can see the Czechs just sitting off and sitting off and sitting off and trying to win a low scorer.
Yeah, indeed, and it's really important to hit for France some long-distance shots as well to open up the space for the bigs to play down under the rim.
Oltseva gets it into the half court. And Bartakova, Oltseva to the wing, the open three. They've got to make these.
Great.
Well, if the French are going to stand there and look at the Czech Republic shoot all day, it could be a long night at the office for this French team, because the Czechs have groups of players you can just score in bunches. Gluda with a mid-range is no good. And Hejdova has it and moves it on. And again, the ball move, Hejdova back-to-back threes. It's not, as she comes up short. But it's pretty clear the offensive options for the Czech Republic in terms of penetration and kick and trying to space the floor, and France turn it over. Oltseva will reverse the basketball. Hejdova goes lob to the inside, ball knocked away by Miem, and the ball was in the air far too long.
Yeah, and as you mentioned just a second before, Mark, Czech Republic scored only 20% of their three-pointers stunted in Eurobasket 2017, so I'm just hoping that their percentage is going to increase at this tournament, because so far we've seen 2-1 from that range.
Stepanova off the glass, and she can't miss those at this level. Really nice play, goes down the middle, strong, and just could not find an angle off the glass. Whistle on the play. And France will have it on the sideline.
Czech Republic, number 14, Tereza Kvitová, first foul.
Johannes, enough to bring a smile to anybody's face who's a basketball fan. Just when she gets going is a phenomenon. Epifa puts it on the floor, goes to the baseline for two. Quick move.
Yeah, doing great recognition. If you're a point guard and you have a center on you, you have to attack her just to use your advantage.
Hejdova out top with the left hand, goes strong and is knocked away. Will be on the end line with 7 on the possession. Here's the move by Pooper. If you're not gonna zone that, you've got to make sure she uses the screen.
Yeah, and when you're pushing this player to the sideline, you still have to be able to cover this penetration.
Oltseva off the glass for 2, and it's the second layup in succession that the Czech Republic has blown. Oltseva puts it on the floor, left hand, little dish to Stepanova, gets the 2. And that's a nice sign for the Czech Republic, breaking down the defense and getting the easy 2. And Gluda on the baseline is fouled on the dribble.
Yeah, it's really important in today's game how Czech team is going to manage their personal fouls as well, because both bigs now want a foul, and to be honest, they're not as deep in bench on that position, so it will be really key factor in this game for the bigs not to foul out.
I agree. I don't think they can play them one-on-one at all. I think they're going to have to really play great team defense here. Johannes off the screen to the middle, needs a pass. Beautiful pass. Oh, and Pooper blows the layup, so both teams missing easy opportunities. Oltseva gets it over. Stepanova moves it on, and the ball movement by the Czech Republic is very good, and that creates the long closeout. And Hejdova gets the 2, and Meligane has seen enough already with only 3 minutes gone, and the Czech Republic with a 7-2 lead. And we're right in front of those Czech fans, and they're loving it.
Yeah, they're loving it. To be honest, Czech so far showing really brave play. They have nothing to lose. They know that they have been hit by injuries. and they have nothing to lose in this game, so they just go for it, and it works for them so far. I kind of, again, see the French team starting very slow. I don't know if they a little bit underestimated Czech team or not, hopefully not, but so far defensively, I think they just giving them open lines to penetrate, to play, and I hope we're going to see a big improvement from French team.
It's an intriguing situation when you observe the French team for so many years that how often do we've seen this in so many tournaments? They start, it's almost as though they're worried about themselves.
Yeah.
I think you may have an issue, you may have a point that they may have underestimated the Czech Republic. That would be crazy. The Czech Republic is a basketball country. You don't underestimate them, one would think. And it's only 3 minutes in and it's 7-2. It's not an issue. But it's almost like I know coaches hate this phrase sometimes, but if you just rolled the ball out and let the French team play it, it would be a joy to watch. So it's always that balance between freedom and control. And they seem to fight this debate the whole time.
Yeah, I can absolutely agree. And then I expect French team to show a little bit that advantage in athleticism and physicality they should have in this game.
Ayayi off the Pupa entry, and Johannes gets it on the ball reversal. Miem. And it's all a bit static as Ayayi gets a feet set for three and is off. But Gruder, and the issue we talked about before is that Gruder could be a factor just by being his handling. Gruder goes to work, is fouled on the penetration, and Gruder's had it twice and she's drawn 2 fouls.
Yeah, she's a world-class player, and she definitely is at this championship with no doubt the best player of France right now, accompanied with obviously talent and dynamic of the game of Johannes. But as you mentioned, we do wait for that little freedom of them to play. Great
pass by Johannes, and then Miem can't complete, has to go back up and makes a much tougher shot the second time around.
You say, why not to do it easy when you can do it complicated way?
Hohotsova needs a pass. We're in the half court, gets it off. Otakova moves it on. Hechtova's seen a lot of the basketball in these first possessions. Otakova, and again, the Czech Republic using clock. Hohotsova is way off, but she's got to let that go. But again, the tempo is all that you expected to see. Johannes on the trowel, in the lane, blows the layup. And France making a little hard work of things that appeared to be a little easier. And we got a whistle.
That's been a great mismatch on Kamila Stepanova, and been recognized by Tereza Krakovichova. If you have a short player on your big ass, you have to deliver her ball. Great pass.
Krakovichova will sit down. Again, one of the many veterans on this Czech Republic team. Hechdova on the out of bounds, quick release is no good. And in the end, Miem boxes out superbly, gets the defensive rebound. Ayayi, who's really grown this season, but turns it over. And again, just looked like second-guessed herself on the penetration. Go if you're going to go.
Yeah. We always say that defense brings offense, and I would love to see more aggressivity from French defenders to try to push Czechs a little bit and put them under the pressure, because right now they have loads of space to combine, to play.
Sioba gets it off, the three is long. And a Pooper in traffic, brings down the rebound, shows a little handle, and gets it off Johannes. Stops, pops the three, is short. And Herotova will advance the basketball for Czech Republic. And there's a whistle on the play. Miem's going to be called for the push away from the basketball. I agree with you 100%. It's like the depth of the French team, the quickness of the French team. Why not get out there and play some defense? Why not really trust your defense and get after it? And don't worry too much as Hartley checks in.
Indeed, and force oppositions to commit some turnovers to give you the easy layups from the transition offense. Right now, it's just happening, kind of. Both ends playing tactical. Sometimes they miss, sometimes they make. But who's going to make that first action?
And the difference there, she had her feet set, and with her feet set on balance, she is just a absolute guarantee to hit the open shot.
Yeah, and that's what Czech team needs, really, to hit some long-distance shots, because then it's going to open up the space again for another guards or bigs to penetrate.
Gruder is fade away, but Miem again is just enormous on the glass, and that'll be the 4th team foul for the Czech Republic. And Czech Republic in the penalty from now on. And 3 of their fouls have been on the inside where they just have been out-athleted because they haven't boxed out. Apupa on the end line, gives it to Gluda, who reverses at Hartley. Excited to see how Hartley plays it. Oh, beautiful look. Gluda with a mid-range jump shot is off. But straight away, Hartley comes in and just gets a bit imaginative. Super pass. But at the moment, France can't buy a field goal. They get Johannes on the baseline for the long 2. And just rainbows one in. Beautiful release. High arcing jump shot. Nothing but string. And Johannes at the other end almost comes up with it. Holtova with a 2 is good.
It's really exciting to watch them two, Katarzyna Holtova for Czech team and Johannes for French team. They're really both athletic wings and guards, and it's fun to watch both of them.
Hartley is off for free. Miam's just beast in the glass at the minute. She is all over the offensive balls. The ball belongs to Czech Republic. And more substitutions coming off the Czech Republic as the Halotova sister, the Carolina version, checks in.
I have to say she had quite impressive Final Four Euro for USK Prague. She really stepped up, so it's nice to see her early in the game on the floor.
Must have some pretty proud parents. Down low. Brezhneva going inside with the right hand for 2. Super little move. Great touch on the jump shot. In the Czech Republic, well, if they were coming in with lacking of confidence and maybe fearful, they have no reason to be so at the moment because they are in the game. Now, this again is short. Ball knocked away by Stepanova, cannot secure the basketball, but it's a backcourt. And substitutions coming in off the French bench. We saw this a lot at the World Cup. Early rotations as Garnier seems to search for a lineup that's going to work on the day.
Yeah, it is almost like a copy of every appearance on the big championship we've seen last couple of years. Early rotations, slow starts, and then basically you can't say they won't succeed. They always do because that's a French team.
Nice look down low. Stepanova, quick release off the glass, and she had to go quick and probably had a little bit more time than thought. Hartley for the layup is good. Nice lead pass, gives her the easy 2. And only if France would run so much more. 2:44 to go in quarter 1. And Czech Republic still have the 14-9 advantage. Halotova outside will move it on. Halotova needs a pass. No, she doesn't. She's going to fire the 3. And where was the scouting report that says the one thing you must not do is leave her alone?
I think you don't even need scouting because Katarzyna Holtova is known that she just have no fear. She has no spine bone. Like, she just goes and delivers.
Oh, Johannes just...
Oh, on the other hand, yes.
Schooled everyone on the move. It's like you've just got to play her honest. If you don't, she'll read it and get the layup. And Johannes goes to 5 points personal on 2 from 5 from the floor. Halotova needs to stay with this. Wide open 3 is no good. And Hartley, who's having an impact straight away on the floor, finds Ayayi in transition. She goes baseline, reverse layup for 2. And when this team run and they move the basketball, I don't know another team that's going to stop this team.
Yeah, they just put the higher gear into the tempo last couple of possessions. And Ayayi has had a pretty impressive season for EuroLeague USK Prague as well. So she should be confident to deliver at this championship.
Stepanova with a tough 2 is short. It's the first time that the Czech Republic have the ball got stuck. Ayayi will recover. Johannes is out of bounds. And Johannes will sit. And we get a first look at Marianne Badian. And substitutions aplenty from both benches. Brezhneva has the basketball, guarded by Ayayi. Halotova. Carolina out top, needs a pass. Will move the basketball on. turnover, and Apupa gets rewarded for the defense with the easy two.
And that's what we want to see from French team, really, run the floor, because they do have athleticism within their roster.
And Apupa, who's one of the quickest players in European basketball, starts to play like one of the quickest players in European basketball. She digs at the basketball, she's quick.
And I wonder if her aggressivity defensively last couple of possessions gonna lead the others to a little bit be more aggressive as well and allow the Czechs to create too much.
Well, everyone's in a passing lane, and Apupa comes up with a steal, goes strong, is fouled, and will go to the free throw line. Every French defender was in a passing lane. And Voilova will sit. Voilova sits, and she is replaced by Batakova and Apupa on the free throw line. Chance to tie the game at 17 apiece, makes the first. And it is perfect from the free throw line. And France extend the defense, exactly what you were asking them to do. And one pass away, everybody's in a lane.
Yeah.
The Czech Republic will take care of the basketball into the half court, a handoff. It's Batakova, the basketball in the lanes, knocked away. Apupa's off to the races again, and you can wave those two goodbye as she makes the layup. And that's a really nice run by France to take the 2-point lead. And again, the Czech Republic, as you'd expect them to do, will take the time. They should get the last shot of this first half. We've got a whistle on the player. Chateleur picks up the personal. That'll be only the third team foul. French national team.
I'm really, really pleased here. We see another steal of Apupa and running straight away, a quick break out of it. And I'm really pleased that there has been a change in the tempo defensively in that talented group of France.
Oh, what a way to finish the first quarter. Karolina Heletova says, well, whatever my sister can do, I can do as well. And she makes it a one-point game to the Czech Republic at the half, 20-19. Very efficient from the Czech Republic, apart from those couple of turnovers that generated that French run. So that's a happy huddle as you see those statistics. 50% from the three-point line is pretty much going to have to stay there. 1 from 5 for France is not going to really set the pulse racing. Well, back inside the Riga Arena in the beautiful city of Riga. The Czechs have put together a beautiful first quarter.
Absolutely. The shooting range has been really impressive for them as well, because they have got quite loads of space, to be honest, for the open positions. And the end of this first quarter just showed us that if they have not been given as much space, the person is going to go down. They are forced to turnover. So I think France has just seen what would work in this game. And as you said, Czech just came and delivered what they do and what they can in this tournament without those 3 injured key players. So pretty exciting, even first half reserved, I would say as well. So I'm expecting more action now, from now on in the second quarter.
Well, it's always a question of how much defense France are going to play in a game like this. As soon as they stepped it up defensively, they looked a completely different team. So, quarter 2, and the Czech Republic turn it over. Again, being forced to play quicker than they want. Apupa to the hoop for 2, blows the layup, and the Czech Republic dodged the bullet. Numbers down the floor, wide open. Batakova puts it on the floor. No, she doesn't. She'll move it. And that's good patience by the Czech Republic. Aggressive, but like patient. Knocked away. Apupa gets a piece. The Czech Republic dodged the turnover. The jump shot from the foul line is no good, and Châtelot will come down with a defensive rebound. Hartley gives it up. Apupa will skip. Ayayi puts it on the floor. Hartley has it back and slows it. Hartley is already impressive. Puts it on the floor. Comes off the ball screen. Little hesitation. Great lean. Can't get the two, but gets her own rebound. Did Hartley come up with her own rebound there? Gets it back. Looks to go one-on-one here. Penetrates, but turns it over. Everything stood still.
Yeah, I was just about to say that it's a little bit now too much about her. I think I like the France more when they play collectively and they had some combination and action of the movement on the court. I'm not putting her qualities down at all, but that's what the French team is.
Kozingo going up with the right hand, blows the finish, but gets her own rebound, can't put that in, and misses two opportunities. And France, it's turn to dodge a bullet that really should have hurt them. Châtelot will find Ayayi on the second side, steps back for the three, is off. Apupa gets off the floor, keeps it alive. Hartley looks inside. Ayayi just used her body so well, but then blows the finish. And we're scoreless in the second quarter after 2 minutes. Kozinova will move it on. And we have a whistle on the play, and I'm almost grateful for the whistle. Because both teams were a little bit out of sync. Apupa's going to sit, Johannes is checking in, as is Stepanova.
First foul, substitution for Team Croatia, number 3, Kamila Stepanova on court. And Team France, number 6, Alexia
Boraskova will inbound the basketball. And Hartley's in the lane again. And Antinova's charged with the personal.
And again, we've seen a French player in the line of the pass stealing. Great defense from Hartley.
Sometimes, you know, players have to read the game. Stepanova would have been wide open. All she had to do was look back to the ball.
Yeah.
And it's one of those scenarios where, against pressure, you have to have players who read the game.
Absolutely.
And here is Johannes out top. Ayayi will come off the screen at the high post, gets it to Châtelot, goes to work on the inside, but turns it over. And Batakova will go high with an entry. Nice tempo to the Czech offense in the half court. Edged over in the inside for the two is good. And they have a good, the tempo is good, and the French are allowing them to play at the tempo they want.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be honest, Czech offense, when there's a movement, they're pretty impressive.
Hartley to the baseline in traffic, it's fouled. And that's just athleticism and talent. Once she's got that much momentum, it's tough to play a one-on-one. Pelotova will check back in for Pelotova. No, she won't. She'll check back in. Yeah, she will check in for her sister. Keeps the family interested if they sub for each other, right?
Yeah, we have sisters Elderbrings. Now we have sisters Elhotovas.
It's a family championship here in Riga.
Good, good, good.
And it's great to see Celine Dumas commentating for French TV here as well. So you've got another French great in the gym.
Yeah. I spoke to her before the game, and she said she just expressed she was much rather be on the floor than behind that microphone.
We would much rather she was on the floor.
Yes,
what a great player she was. Probably still is.
Oh, I'm pretty sure she is.
Got to put it up here, 3 seconds on it. Pelotova gets set. Just about gets it away. Turnover. Ejtova goes up. And Châtelot recovers. Ejtova should almost played for the foul. Should have tried to finish. And Johannes has it. And I think we're looking at a 2-1 scoreline after 3.5 minutes of basketball. Johannes is fouled, and that's Helatova looks at the official and say, hey, where was mine at the other end?
Czech Republic, number 11, Katarina Elfova, first
Marianne
foul.
Johannes, 15 points a game in the EuroLeague women, but only 10 points a game in qualification. And you could argue that EuroLeague women is probably tougher than the qualification for France. So it's an interesting dynamic for France when you have that much talent on the floor and how to use it.
Yeah, that's true. I absolutely agree with that. Obviously, in a club level, you're playing with the different teammates from different nations, different styles of basketball, and different responsibilities, I would say, as well, within the team. So it's an interesting factor what you just mentioned.
But in many ways, you're playing against the best from all the countries in EuroLeague women. National team basketball is a tough, different challenge. But Johannes can score. It's one of those players, I say, when people decide whether they pay money to watch a game, if she's on the floor, people are going to pay money.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And also, not only a scorer she is, she's a tremendous passer as well. Because sometimes the passes she delivers is just wow, from different planets. But really, really young, dynamic player, exciting to watch on every aspect of her game.
Team Czech Republic, team foul, substitution for Team France, number 7, Sandrine Gruda, number 8, Sarah Chevignon on court. Marie Johannes on the free throw line.
Sarah Chevignon checks into the game, number 88. It's an interesting number.
Not too typical in basketball,
No,
let's
not
say.
at all. That's a very hard call for the official if she fouls. Johannes is no good with a second of the free throws, and this second quarter dominated by defense at the moment. Stepanova will come to the top, looks to hand it off, and the Czech Republic continue to move the basketball really well. Helatova for three, and knocks it down again. And they have to find a way to deal with the screens away from the basketball, because she is coming up wide open.
To be honest, it's coming out of the same offense.
Yeah.
And you kind of have to ask the questions when the French team's going to adjust defensively to it, because so far, Katarina Elfova has been really effective in it. And we know she's that type of player. Once she's on the fire, she can really win the game.
Chevignon comes up short with the jumper, and Czech Republic have a 4 points advantage. Stepanova will look to hand it off. And Helatova again swings the baseline, finds a little space. Stepanova with a mid-range 2 is no good. And offensive rebound as Lichkova comes up with a really positive impact, and she continues to do that with the mid-range 2.
Yeah, Tereza Krakovičová had quite impressive qualification, scoring 5 points, but she has been definitely one of those players, when we don't count those injured ones, who can step up in this tournament for Czech national team.
Oh, that's an unsportsmanlike foul.
Yeah, that must be.
And she'll, looks like she's going to take a time on the bench, as Betty Garnier is going to take the timeout.
Yeah, Romana Hejdová has been spending since 2013 in the French level, so she's quite familiar with the French basketball. So that should definitely work for her in today's game. She's been in a couple teams in the highest division in there, and she's been pretty impressive there as well, having great stats and great performances.
Well, interesting challenge here for France. 8 turnovers for the French in the first 15 minutes of basketball, which is an unusually high number for them. It's the one thing that the Czech Republic look like they have. You mentioned the Krejcikova's experience. She played in the 2012 Olympics, and she's been around the national team for many, many years. So when you lose some talent, you replace it with experience. You find other ways to do things, and those players know what they can and can't do.
Absolutely. It's about to be familiar with your roles and trusting in your strengths and knowing your weaknesses, acknowledge them, but not to fear them. And I think that's what the Czech team does pretty well in this game so far, because they know they're not right now the highest team in the tournament. They're not the most physical team in the tournament, but they play their game. They stick into their game plan. They keep moving offensively, trying to avoid the unnecessarily personal fouls defensively, and that's what makes them be in this game so far.
There is a way that the Czech Republic can win this game, but they have to make their free throws.
Oh yeah,
Skova
absolutely.
is normally a really solid free throw shooter. She makes the first. That makes this a 7-point game, and they have the possession. Halotova will inbound.
We see Epupa back from French team.
Well, Halotova is going to know Epupa by the end of the game. The quick release on the free. Hedgdova tries to make up for the missed free throw. Is no good. Epupa has a chance to push, but there's no ability, no option to pass ahead. So France settled into the half court. Chatelot will come high, and Gruda.
That's what French team needs to play. They really need to bring the ball down under the hoop to try to, you know, force the Czech team to foul and get in the foul troubles under the hoop.
14 foul. Gruda is wide open long, decides not to take the long two. Chatelot deep in the keyway, takes the turnaround. Two is good.
It's a beautiful individual play from Chatelot.
You really want, what you're saying is just throw it in the keyway and let them play, and they've been very effective that way. Hedgdova can't get the two, maybe looking to force a little too much after the missed opportunity from the free throw line. Johannes almost turns it over. Chatelot inside again, looks to Gruda, mid-range, puts it on the floor, to the middle, steps back with a short two is good. And they go inside and come up with positive results on 2 straight occasions. And they close it to a 3-point game, and Czech Republic will take the timeout.
Yeah, and that's the way French team needs to play against Czechs, because as we mentioned earlier, Czech doesn't have anyone to step out of, like, to replace Stepanova, Krakovichova. And to be honest, French team has the quality under the hoop, so they need to use it in today's game, because they just need to be patient. You know, every player has 5 personal fouls, and if they're gonna keep pushing in there, I'm pretty sure that it's gonna bring them success.
Well, this is always, as we always say, basketball game of runs, game of momentums. And that stat tells you everything you need to know. 18 of 28 points for France on the inside. Hey, it doesn't matter how boring the game becomes if you're going to win. Throw it inside and make the Czech Republic do something different. And that's what's going to happen right now, you would hope. They'll make some adjustments, may even see a zone, may see something that's different than just straight up man-to-man. Chatelot and Gruda have found a way to dominate on the last few possessions. 4:04 to go in the half. Whatever happens, everything we thought would happen is we've got a Czech Republic team that knows how to play the game and is giving this French team a real fright in this first half. 4:04 to go in the first half. The French come out of the timeout and extend the floor. Someone should give a release pass, otherwise it's going to be hard work. Hedgdova has it. Back screen and pop for the 3 is no good. Great work by Hedgdova on the offensive glass. Rychkova has it inside out. The mid-range 2 is good, and that's just sheer hard work by Czech Republic.
Yeah, they're just there and play. As we say in Czech, as they play, you know, they have nothing to lose in this game, and they really do share the ball well as well, because anyone can get touches and anyone can score right now.
Well, the answer is to double team. That's the change coming out of the timeout. And they've got France deep on the shot clock. Gruda goes up and is fouled. And you do not want to do that with 1.3 seconds on the clock. Don't foul. Fadeaway jump shot.
Unnecessary foul as well, because Gruda was off balance. And as you just mentioned, the time pressure. Even though we've seen Gruda, she's a world-class player and she scored these type of positions. But you don't want to give them 2 foul line shots for free.
Yeah, if she makes it, she makes it. Gruda on the line. And at times, Sandrine Gruda does have games where The free throw line is not her friend. Misses the first. And comes up empty. Good foul then.
Yeah. He always said when you say something, then obviously it's gonna completely prove wrong. Yeah.
Moyalova outside, looking for options. Halatova comes high and being chased now, so much a better option. Gruda comes to help, but nice decision by Halatova. Hedgedova, turnaround jump shot is no good. Great work on the glass. If you're going to go after it hard, do it that way. And the ball just recovered. Moyalova has it. Hedgedova gets to the corner. The two is gone and good. And Czech Republic get rewarded for the hard work on the glass again. Yep, it's a great jump shot, but without the hard work, they're not getting that second look. Pupa. And France, in a half-court game, are having to grind it out against a Czech Republic team that knows how to play team defense. Johannes for three is off. Gruda is fouled on the glass and will be back to the free throw line. And that's not a good sign, as Brezhneva has had to sit. I think she took a blow to the head that looks a little worrying, because yeah, you can already see that she's struggling in the middle of the play.
That was an elbow on the top of the head, yeah.
It's one of those things that if you get it in the wrong spot on your head, it's really gonna give you a problem. So many protocols now around head injuries that the Czech Republic, as you would expect, have got anybody and everybody on that bench that will make sure she's okay. But she looks to have taken a pretty heavy blow to the head, and with their shortness of resources on the inside, that could be a long day in the office for Stepanova and co on the inside.
Absolutely, that's even more important now to manage the personal foul in case that Renata Brzezinova would be out of the game. Let's hope that it wasn't as bad as it looked and as she looks right now.
Sandra Gruda misses the first throw and goes 0 for 4 from the free throw line. And Czech Republic right over into the half court. And it's very much deja vu as Halatova comes off the screens, takes the ball screen, creates a little space, takes the tough two. And you've got to say probably the first poor decision by Czech Republic in the half court. Pupa tries to turn the corner, goes at it in the lane for two, is no good. And Stepanova shows her worth to this team and just owns the glass. And Hedgedova and the Czech Republic decide to pass through the pressure. Moyalova, guarded by Ayayi. Pupa's an inch away from a steal. Hedgedova off the glass for two is good. When your resources are limited, you don't have other options, so you've got to step up and play.
Yeah, and defensively, you can't wait for the player under the hoop. You have to really bit.
Oh, what a play by Halatova. That's
great.
how to play defense. Chance to extend an already 10-point lead. Halatova. Nice pass. Stepanova with the layup. Again, and for the third or fourth time, Czech Republic aren't missing challenge shots. They missed the wide open layup. Great offensive set. And Pupa left wide open on the three-point line. And the three is off. And Gruda is just absolutely dominant on the glass. Ayayi for three. And France get rewarded for the hard work of Gruda on the glass.
Important shot by Ayayi right now for the French side. To decrease that margin before they go to the changing room in the halftime.
Stepanova, who will rue those layup misses. Halatova is fouled. But France, again, very, well, some would say too disciplined. That's only their 13th foul of the quarter.
This is a great effort of Sandrine Gruda on the board.
She's such an asset for any team still. Czech Republic. Stepanova will hand off, Moyalova outside. Will take the tough one, is way short, but gets her own rebound.
Oh,
and after all that work, misses the gimme of a layup. Epupa blows the 2. And that'll do it. And not only will it do it, it tells you that the Czech Republic and coach Schweg has had a first half that could have even been better than the 7-point lead. A couple of missed opportunities late could have seen them go in double digits, but they lead 35-28. There are the statistics, 35-28. Numbers-wise, 50% from the three-point line compared to 22 is where the game is being controlled by the Czech Republic. Rebound-wise, it's, you know, it's a battle, but 9 assists for the Czech Republic tell you they are moving the basketball.
Absolutely, they're sharing the ball as well, and that's what their advantage in their games today. And to be honest, I think France let them play their game. I don't see, except for that one moment at the end of the first quarter, I think I haven't really seen France to try to get the Czechs off the rhythm. And if you cannot give them open shots, they're shooting 50% from the arc. And if the percentage which Czech is capable to keep that percentage for most of the game is going to stay this high, then France could be in trouble.
Well, France are in trouble. They're down 35-28. We're going to leave you with some highlights that saw Haratova and the Czech Republic lead 35-28. We'll take a break. We'll be back for the second half in around 10 minutes or so, and we'll see you then, because the Czech Republic are halfway to what would be described as an upset on game day 1 of Eurobasket Women 2019 here in Riga. We'll see you soon. 2-on-1. Oh, that was
The big block.
Ivanovic, who at the moment is just carrying Serbia at both ends. Leaves Spano on the floor and goes coast to coast. If you need a leader, they have one.
It's round. This is A-star quality. Torrens goes in. Oh, goodness me. The length of Torrens.
Oh.
He finds Mete, and then Kristalaki steps in. Now she's got a break. Chetron's going to try to catch her. Valentin rejects her. Sends it over to row 8.
Skaties mājās vai pa ceļam, jo viss var notikt jebkurā mirklī. Nepalaid garām. Helio, kas aizrauj tevi? Jauns ceļš, jauns Toyota Camry Hybrid. Jaunā Camry ar luxury aprīkojuma līmeni. Iepazīšanās piedāvājums 28,500 eiro. Mēs kustamies. Mēs elpojam. Mums ir emocijas. Lai arī ko mēs darītu, mums ir nepieciešams ūdens. Izvēlies dabīgo minerālu ūdeni. Mangaļi, minerālsāļiem pakāts.
Well, welcome back, everybody. You're inside the Riga Arena, the absolutely marvelous, beautiful city of Riga. And what we've got is an absolutely tremendous performance in the first half by Czech Republic. As Teresa said to you right at the beginning of the game, down 3 players, but it's always not about the players who are not here, it's about the players that are here. And the players that are here for the Czech Republic have all stepped up. And to be quite honest, Teresa, they could be leading by double digits. They've had many opportunities at the ring. And defensively, they've really given France some problems because they've stopped France running.
Yeah, I think in this game it's a question of will France try to change the rhythm of the game or not? Because if they're going to allow Czech play this comfortable basketball, team basketball, let's say, I think they're going to have a trouble to win this game. And Czech so far step into this game very impressively. They do hit the long distance shots, which is very important as well, because it opens the space for the others to penetrate and change a little bit the efficiency offensively. But to be honest, I'm very impressed so far with our 3 key injured players for Czech Republic, how much they all and every player stepped up.
Well, there you see Olivia Pupa, and apart from her steals, which has been 6 of her 8 points, France have not had a lot.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other French player to try to be a little bit more risky defensively, to force Czechs to turnovers as well, and maybe get these quick breaks what Abupa has got out of her steals. So really my question is, will France change something, or will this game just gonna happen to them?
Well, You're asking me? Are you asking me?
Let's say I'm just
Asking
throwing
every-
this question into the air, but
You're asking everybody.
yes, yes, absolutely, because the potential the French team has is just incredible, and I don't see them to fulfilling it, and it's almost like, guys, come on, just deliver and show what you have within your blood and within your ability.
Well, Coach Switek should be a coach that now sees a way to win the game. You know, he's 7 points up, which is, you know, it's not a huge margin, but the tempo of the game has really suited Czech Republic. And his team, whatever he said, whatever game plan he has put on the floor, and you saw the adjustment he made when Gruda had a couple of good looks. He started to double in the post. So he's on the same page. His team and him are really finding a way to win with the resources he has. And it's interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see if France come out of the locker room, even if they make mistakes, to see if they want to play at a quicker tempo.
Yeah, I can only agree, and really, you said that really well. You will want to play with the resources you have, and Coach Switek does a great job so far, because he knows he's not the strongest under the rim. He knows he lost players, but they do play what they are good at. Kateřina Lhotová, she has enough touches, she has enough open shots. Romana Hejdová, who is really familiar with the French basketball, she knows how to play and attack these players of the French side. They do that. So, yeah, the question is, will France gonna change something, or will they just happen?
Well, the immediate change that France make is they start the second half with Bria Hartley, and even though Bria Hartley in the end made a couple of mistakes, the tempo of the game, the pass, and the way that she tried to be expansive. The trouble is, for me, she starts instead of Maria Johannes. I'd love to see Hartley and Johannes just play in the backcourt together, but we've got Epupa, and she will get France into the half court. Miem looks high-low, Gruda gets a touchdown low, fills the double team and kicks. Ayayi put it on the floor when she had no need to. And in fact, the Brezhniova's foul is unnecessary.
Yeah, absolutely, and she must know that it could be trouble, especially later in this game, because that's one of the key factors for Czechs to really manage the personal fouls against the French team.
Hartley off the pick, steps back for the top two, is short, and okay, I say it, the French don't need that shot.
Yeah. And we know just the bigs need touches and try to really force Czechs to commit a personal fouls. Ooh.
Great defense by Gruda.
Has been a quite awkward angle from Kateřina Lhotová to pass to her big in the low post.
Yeah, Lhotová's pass looked like, I don't want it anymore. See if you can catch. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Hartley's all over me. I'm going to pass to you.
Indeed, I think they were more lucky right now.
Oh, nice pass.
Beautiful.
Oh, it's a little bet play, you know, turn your head and you cut. Great understanding.
Simple game, pass and go.
Bartakova, beneficiary from the assist by Halatova. Ayayi looks down low, Gruda needs a touch, but they give it to her off the block. Epupa lines up the three, it's good. She had all day and tonight to let that go. The Czech Republic just looked at her shoot the basketball. 6-point game, and Ayayi. But I love this. If Ayayi wants to go after the ball, you've got to let this team. In control, yes, but let's see if this French team can get after it defensively. Because I really do believe there is no team that could play that type of defense better than them in this competition. Stepanova with the long two is no good. Ayayi pulls it in and pushes herself on the floor, gives it up. Hartley, it's turned back over, and the Czech transition defense was excellent in the lane and active. Halotova on the floor, puts it on the floor, pulls up, and it rims in and out for her. That's one of those moments where if the Czech Republic's going to take a quick one, they would need to make it, as Miem gets the two the other way.
Yeah, we've seen that in the first half. If they take a quick one and miss, usually France runs a quick break out of it. So they need to really focus and to stop that transition.
Strong move to the hoop is no good. And Gruda and Epupa's off to the races with a bounce pass for Hartley for two is good. And France with defense and transition pull themselves to within 2. And this is where Czech Republic needs to spend time with the basketball. Vujtova comes high, and Ayayi is going to be called for the second foul of the quarter. That's not good for France.
Yeah, you don't want to have a too early foul troubles as a team to send the Czechs to get a 2 shots from the foul line. So France needs to now use their feet more defensively than their hands.
Tough one. The glass is good. And Helotova manufactures a shot from somewhere, and they really needed those two to tick it over. Gruda will come high. They look high-low. Miem ducks. Gruda takes the mid-range, and she may make that. But if you're the Czech Republic, would you rather she took that or be aggressive and put it on the floor?
Yeah, absolutely give her a rather shot than the strong under the hoop. To be honest, Czechs are really effective with that move off the screen, and I think France defense needs to adjust and maybe try to bump the players or something, get them out of rhythm.
Well, Stepanov is everywhere. Head over for 3 is no good. And Hartley will wheel it in, and Gruda will give it to Apupa in transition. She backs it out, has a look at her options. Hartley swings the baseline with no conviction, doesn't see the basketball. Ayayi on the ball reversal. Wide open. Hartley in the corner is short. Gruda all over the glass. Ayayi for 3 is short. And Hartley's going to get called for the push on the glass.
Foul for France, number 14, Bria Hartley, second foul.
It has to feel, Teresa, of one of those games where if France could get over the gap, they would be fine. They're just struggling to get over the gap.
Yeah, indeed.
And while it stays like this, the Czech Republic will grow in more and more confidence as this game goes deeper into the 3rd and 4th quarters. Apupa with quick hands again. It's been the most effective offensive weapon they have, Apupa's defense at the moment.
Which is quite surprising, because Apupa has been a little bit struggling in that last year's World Cup, and that's a huge for her stepping up this way at this Eurobasket woman.
Well, in qualifying, she only had average 3 points a game, even though she played 21 minutes a game. Stepanova with a mid-range is long. Ayayi with the rebound gives Hartley the opportunity to attack it in transition. Finds herself inside out. Miem for 3 is short, and no rhythm for anybody at the moment. And Czech Republic will bring it back out. Oh, wide open. They leave her alone. And it's a little 1 and out for both teams at the moment. Hartley in transition. Gruda, who when she wants it, gets it. Nice find for Apupa in the corner for 3. Is short. And there's going to be a foul on Stepanova. On the defense, never had position and just had to push and hold.
Yeah, I think it could be either Stepanova or Hejdová, but this time I think it has been called on Hejdová, on the Ayayi. And both ends right now is a little bit kind of like quick, unorganized, a little bit having a quick shots. I think we'll see what it's going to bring now.
End line possession. Pass. And Helotova was late, but the pass was still super.
Yeah, it was a great play for France, and this is really easy 2 points.
Batakova into the half court. Kova gives it up. And Batakova finds Hedgkova, who's seen a lot of the basketball and has had to.
And it's 3 seconds.
Oh, they have to fire up the prayer. It's not answered. Offensive rebound by Chikova, who then kicks it.
Oh, great.
Pass to the inside, and the 2 is good. And you've got to say that Reznikova just made a hole and held it so well. Nice pass.
Yes, great play, great.
Halfway through the 3rd, and the Czech Republic still have the 4-point advantage. Ayayi bounces it inside. Chatero playing down low with everybody else. Takes the tough shot. Hegstova. Hegstova moves it on. Novum and Halotova. And Hartley's done a nice job at chasing her throughout this third quarter. Kovac, 5 on the clock. Oh! All over Hegstova, and she just says, no, I'm knocking that down. 7-point lead for Czech Republic.
Yeah, Romana Hajdová has really brought the Czech national team a little bit pace, a little bit character. You know, the energy the Czech team has been missing in that 2017.
Turnover, 2-on-1 break. Czech Republic, Halotova goes up for 2 and bails out of it a little bit. Really didn't want the contact. And Pupa the other way, kicks it. Ayayi is blocked. And went up, so we say, a little soft. So both ways, finished through contact. And Czech Republic, against anyone's predictions, with a 7-point advantage. And there's a foul on the play, on the penetration. And that will put France into the penalty. Substitutions as Coach Sidek really intelligently rotates. Really managing minutes superbly at the moment with his limited resources. And the questions being asked of France on game day 1, one of the pre-tournament favorites, in a little hole, in a low-scoring game. Stepanova will hand it off. Batakova moves it, goes inside. Stepanova, great play by Pupa. Just played quick, goes up, off the glass, blows the layup again. And Halotova looks inside. Stepanova once, doesn't get. Bartakova's been tremendous for the Czech Republic. Inside, great execution. And they're going to have to earn them from the line as Talisa Kachkova really held spot. They great recognition.
But it was great communication throughout the whole offense because you could see she recognized she has a mismatch. She communicated with her teammates to reverse the ball to the other side. She has been covered from behind from the French defender being rightly on the split line. So Kamila Stepanova cut into the middle of the paint to get the high-low pass. Amazing play for the Czech Republic team.
Well, the Czech Republic have an opportunity here to really give themselves a buffer the way the game has developed, that they have to make these free throws. And they make 1 for 2. So it ekes out to an 8-point lead. 3 to go in the third, and Pupa puts it on the floor, so quick to the ring for 2. And you have to ask yourself, why not more?
Oh, another steal.
And she's all over the place at the moment. Chatillon off the glass for 2. And it's all about Pupa's defense. Single-handedly dragging her team back into this. And the foul will mean we'll walk the floor for the Czech Republic to go to the free throw line.
You can't really be mad at Pupa now to start to be aggressive, to commit this foul, even though she's sending the Czech players on the foul line shot. But she really brings something right now to this game, and I kind of wish they have more Everbus at the moment.
Well, it's only Pupa's second foul, and she's going to sit, and she's replaced for the first time in the game by our forward Hall. The 18-year-old Tav guard. And now the Czech Republic show a little bit of pressure. Exactly the right time to do it with the change of guard spot.
Yeah, when you have an experienced guard or young player, you want to really test them with that pressure defensively.
Well, Chatillon's pass was almost perfect, but almost a turnover. Johannes is back in the game though, so her fans, including me, are happy. She pops to the corner, receives, and puts it on the floor. Gets to the foul line, takes the top 2, is no good. And Chatillon is all over the glass. And again, why wouldn't you take more shots if you're France? Because your rebound, the percentage of rebounds that you are getting is so large in those situations.
Absolutely, absolutely. I agree, and that's Stepanova's third personal foul. So now they really need to be careful not to come in that fourth one too early.
Tough ask for the Czech Republic because they almost have to be perfect And rebounding and boxing out is going to be crucial. Johannes for three. Off balance. Ian goes back up for two.
Ooh.
Gets her own rebound and will convert the third shot of that offense. And France close within three.
Almost knowing that Czech's bigs have 3 personal fouls both, you would want, as a French team, to try to attack them, especially at this time of the game.
Great job by Stepanova to keep it alive, but they turn it over. 2-on-1 break. Watch out. Easy two, beautiful 2-on-1 execution. And France on a roll, close within one. Coach Sidek must be thinking, do I need to take a timeout here? Can I get to the end of the quarter? He can get to the end of the quarter because Stepanova makes the two. Little pick and roll action.
Yeah, and it's nice to see a French side having 2 athletic guards on both wings.
Chetelo on the inside with the short two, and all of a sudden the game's become offensively much easier. Haven't seen France run a set. That's why it's become much easier.
Yeah, when France plays quick, it just brings the game. Like,
absolutely. Deep in the corner for three.
such important 3 right now. 1 minute to go to fourth quarter.
Knock it down and back to a 3-point game. Johannes, and there's such a flow now to France. It's all Chetelo for the three. Is good.
3 points.
Excitement's graduating right now.
Just because the game gets quicker and France tie at 50 apiece. Rayalova will get it into the half court. Stepanova. 4 on the possession. It's got to go up. It's got to go up. The prayer is up. Unanswered. There'll be a 24 violation, and France step it up defensively and get running at the other end. VM will sit for the last 15 seconds of the third. And with 15 to go, France have a chance to lead for the first time in an absolute eternity. And it's happened in a matter of moments. So, turnover, no, it comes off of Helotova. And Johannes will inbound with 7.9 seconds to go in three. Porto, Johannes has it. She's going to create for herself or someone. Or mishandles, this is have to go up. Takes the long one. And the prayer isn't answered, but France, with a tremendous last 2 minutes at the end of three, tie it at 50 apiece. And this comes down to 10 minutes of basketball. Can Czech Republic finish the job and complete the upset? Those stats show you how difficult it is for them. 44% steal from three, 35 from two, and they miss so many little gimmies. Sidek has a chance here. Czech Republic have a chance. Garnier and France are being tested in game one. Back inside the arena, the French fans who for most of the game have had a very worried, almost pleading for their team to start to play, are up and making noise. But this is by no means a done deal for France now. They've tied it at 50 apiece. There's a little foul trouble, should we say, for the Czech Republic, and their lack of resources may become an issue. But at the moment, they have given themselves a huge opportunity, 50-50. At the end of three.
Yeah, we've seen that kind of move from Coach Garnier to give space to the young, athletic, shorter guns work way better for French offense and face how they looked on the court. They were way more faster, aggressive defensively, brought in some fast breaks. I think that's why they're stepping in this roster into the fourth quarter.
Well, two things. If you'd have told me we're going to be at 50 apiece, I would have been surprised. If you'd have told me they were going to start the fourth quarter with this lineup, France, I'd have said, well, they must be up by a lot. But Garnier is still looking for a lineup, and I think she may think she's found it with this 5 on the floor. Their defense is up, their tempo offensively is up, they are in every lane. And Johannes, as you saw, right up, Helatova's back for Czech Republic. How important is she going to be as this game develops? Great pass, Stepanova for 2 is good. Tremendous slip on the ball screen.
Yeah, that's great read of the game from Stepanova. She saw her defender just to go for Hatch, so she just slipped towards to the rim.
At the end, extra pass, wide open in the corner. Oh, gives France the 1-point lead. The first time they've led since the first quarter.
Great contribution from this young talent, Fatu, 18 years old on there, and she really brought a change on the court.
Defense is so much more intense now than France. Everything is tough. The top 2 is away and good. And the answer from the Czech Republic as Brezhnyova gets the long 2. And now we are toe-to-toe. Oto will remove the basketball. Shedno goes high-low. Marianne on the inside, goes with the head and shoulder fake. Got to put something up in there. Baseline penetration. Johannes is short for 3, and it just can't get going for Marianne Johannes at the moment. Great decision by Lova, but then the decision to pass was the poor one. Oto leads the break in the lane, nowhere to go. Halotova almost comes up with a steal. But if you gave Marianne Porto that situation in practice, she's going to shoot it 9 times out of 10 and be very positive.
Yes, that's it. This is Brezhnyov's 2-point shot made. But to be honest, Mark, I think it's 2 different halves right now we'll be seeing today, because the first half has been just like low tempo, quite just playing, and now this has the right vibes what we expect from Eurobasket level.
Johannes gets in the lane, needs a pass, finds one. Epupa inside out. NEM for 2 is no good. Epupa's on the glass, ripped away, and the Czech Republic, Helotova has a chance to run. And this is where the Czech Republic's execution is going to be tested against this ever-increasing intensity by Epupa and a defense. Whistle on the play. And Garuda to make matters worse for Czech Republic will come back in right now. Badian steps out. .740 left as Chetolo puts it on the floor. Gruda gets it deep, inside out. Epupa attacks the closeout, spins and walks. Oh, they're going to call it a foul. Going to wipe the basket off. Foul on the dribble.
Number 12, Teresa Vidova, second foul.
And Hartley will come back as Coach Garnier brings back 1 by 1 her starters, or major players anyway, as Hartley rejoins the game. Johannes will inbound. Epupa. Johannes with the basketball, takes the long 2, is off. Gluda with yet another rebound. Going to work inside out. Chetolo moves it on. Hartley for the 3 is good. Sooner or later, Gruda's dominance on the glass was going to be a factor.
Yeah, it comes from the great rebounding again from this world-class player.
Helotova in the lane for 2 is no good. And Gruda again comes down with a rebound. Johannes in transition, gives it up. Hartley on the back of making the 3. Gruda needs a pass right now. Wraps it, Chedoro can't handle it. They still look better running the floor.
Yeah, for sure, because when you play quick game, you have to risk a couple turnovers as well, but you're at least moving and you're really trying to do something.
Lotova, Stepanova with the mid-range two is no good. And Johannes, well, she's struggling to score, but she's not struggling to accumulate stats. Hartley for two, and with passion, enjoys the two, opens it up to the biggest lead that France have had.
And again, it comes to the point that the youth of French team draw the energy on the court, and now the rest of the players, even the veterans, now have the energy to play. It's been a great move from Coach Gardien to keep the young on the court for a longer period of time to just get the team moving.
Well, there's the rebound numbers, and there you see the 42-32. Your offense is struggling, you can't make shots. What do? You go to the offensive glass and pick up 15 offensive rebounds in a game that's only a 4-point game. If France get away with this, their offensive boards will be so crucial.
Absolutely, absolutely. Points in the fast break points, 18 for France compared to 2 of Czech. That says a lot as well. And that mostly came from those turnovers Czech has been committing. This is a great penetration of Maria Hartley. Really no defense from Kadal Hotla. We've seen this at the beginning of the game. When you want to push the player to the sideline, you still have to cover this penetration, not to completely give her the highway to the rim.
Well, and I think this is where fatigue may be an issue for the Czech Republic, but there's no excuse for Karolina Helatova not to be on the helpline, because she was the player whose player was furthest away, and she just forgot. Let's just say she forgot in the moment. So crucial possessions now for Czech Republic.
Yeah.
They've led for so long, they now trail by 4. There's only under 6.5 minutes to go. They don't need to change anything, they just need to keep doing it as well as they can.
Absolutely. We see the first 5s right now from Czechs on the court for the last 6 minutes. I can assume there's going to be not much changes these last 6 minutes.
Hejdova needs a pass, fine one. Helatova wide open and just blows the best look she's had for a while. This is when they really need her to knock down the shots that she gets paid a living to make. Epupa moves it on, Chatelot. Hartley, feet set, is short. And this time Stepanova boxes out and keeps Gruder off the glass. Puts it on the floor, Hejdova gets into the lane, steps in, goes up, is blocked by Johannes. Needs a pass, takes a tough two, should have passed. And looks a little fatigued in that moment. And Johannes organizing. Will take the ball screen from Chanelot. Now attacks it. Off the dribble, she'll dump it into Gruder. Second team foul for Czech Republic.
Czech Republic, number 5, Romana Hajdova, second foul.
I think, Teresa, this works either way. This is an opportunity for France at these moments to get to the 8 to 10 point lead. If they don't, the Czech Republic is really still right in this.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. And they need to really get those quick breaks, easy baskets like this one.
Beautiful, beautiful pass by Epupa.
Yeah.
Hejdova, and they need to score. Czech Republic on this possession need a basket. Epupa pushes and picks up her third foul.
To be honest, every time the French offense came out of some movement, it has been really beautiful to watch, and something really good came out of it.
Nova moves it on. Stepanova, who's been immense for the Czech Republic. Batakova needs a pass, finds one. Brizanova going inside. Gonna put up the tough one, he's short. And that's a 24 violation.
This is really, you have to punish this. When Epupa is guarding Stepanova down under the hoop, you have to give her ball.
So France have an opportunity to start to control this game. For so long they trailed. Now they've got an opportunity to make this an 8-point, 9-point lead. Epupa, Hartley will have a look, go inside. Miem has it. Epupa wide. They're going to go offensive on the court as Gruder just takes out Brezhneva.
Offensive foul for Team France, number 7, Sandrine Gruder.
Yeah, we haven't seen lately from Czech team to hit any long distance shots, and I think that's what they're struggling at the moment, because France is guarding great inside space so far.
Dribble that goes nowhere for the Czech Republic at the moment. Hedgdova wants it inside. Halatova on the baseline. Somehow finds an angle when it looked like she was actually behind the glass. And so needed those 2 points for Czech Republic. Epupa. And they're going to step off Epupa. The one player they will step off on that French team. Gluda in the block. Epupa reverses one more, and Johannes is wide open. Count it! And when you have that much talent, you're not going to keep missing for the game. Extra pass again by France creates the 7-point lead.
Yeah, and when you play zone defense, you need to know who is the shooter in the French side, because ooh.
Johannes over the top gets a steal. Hartley's on the break. Off the glass for 2 is no good. And then Gruda's going to knock it out of bounds. And France come up empty in a fast break situation that really could have given the Czech Republic a huge mountain to climb.
This is that 3 from Johannes.
Czech crowd behind us are just so relentless in their support of the team.
Great.
Oh,
Big move.
shot. Hedgdova on the baseline. Defense couldn't do anything else. And she makes another big shot. And somehow, as Garnier takes a timeout, the Czech Republic are hanging in there. Just 2 stops away from getting right back into the lead. And Garnier thought she might have been, well, managing a game. She still has to win a game.
Yeah, and it comes to what you just said. The France have had option to score easy fast break, and they didn't. And then it gave Czech again another opportunity to decrease that margin again. So just confirm to your words, and that free throw shooting percentage is just not really for this level.
I know Sandelin Gluda's 0 for 4, but that's, you know.
It's almost like close the eyes when that starts its on, because at this level you would not expect to have this percentage from the foul line shot.
Not at all, not at all.
And you know what's the most is that it could cost you a game. It most probably will.
Well, in France's case, yeah, in France's case, only 40%.
Yeah, indeed.
But what it's doing at the moment is giving France a 5-point advantage, as you saw the Halatova baseline jump shot. They've made 2 huge, tough baseline jump shots in the last 2 possessions. Czech Republic, on top of everything else, they, you know, the injury issues, the missing players. The only thing people remember is the score. So 3:09 to go. We'll decide whether the Czech Republic can get off to that start that no one thought they would. Double team, great work out the timeout. Beautiful pass. Hedgdova goes up and is fouled as she goes to the hoop, and will go to the line to make this a 3-point and 1 possession game.
That's an excellent call from Coach Switek to go to that full court pressing, steal the ball. And you would almost say that Czech coach has taken the timeout. It wasn't really the French side, but it was French side.
Absolutely.
So great coming out of the timeout from Czech side right now.
And another free throw goes a begging. That's the 4th free throw the Czech Republic have missed. This would have been to tie the game if it hadn't been for those. And close it to a 4-point game, but it's still 2 possessions.
A long time to go, 3 minutes. Anything can happen in this game.
Epupa in the half court. France with the 3-guard look that I think really suits this lineup. Johannes comes outside and moves it on. Hartley. Epupa's going to curl. Far side of the ring for 2. Hey, if it's Epupa, you can go underneath and say shoot it. Don't let it go to the ring. Hedgdova needs a pass desperately, finds one. Hartley's all over Halatova. Finds a bit of space, nice pass, easy 2.
Great combination of 2 players in the court.
This is where it matters now for the Czech Republic. Epupa into the half court. Czech Republic need a stop. It's got to be 1 shot and out. Great hands, and the Czech Republic come up with one of the steals. Hedgdova will lead it. Oh, they get in each other's way. And Hedgstova was looking to give it up. Halotova didn't want it. In the end, they gave it to Valerie Garnier on the sideline. That's just another defensive breakdown. The scout report says Apupa can't shoot. Let it go and catch it on the perimeter. Here she is with the basketball. Olivia Apupa, who more than anybody else has really sparked this French team.
Yeah, and Czechs playing zone defense for this.
Must be 1 and out. Hartley lines up the three. Just buries it. Just buries the three. Timeout, Czech Republic. 1:36 to go. And that makes it a 7-point advantage. Are France over the line yet? You bet they're not, because the Czech Republic will come out of this with a chance to close it to a 4 or 5 point lead.
We will say France has been struggling from the arc, like for most of the game, but they made the most 2 important threes against the zone defense against Czechs in this last couple of possessions.
Well, it's okay if Pupa makes a 3, fine, you know, because it says don't let her penetrate. But you get to that situation, and Hartley's already made one. She's a big-time scorer in whatever team she's played on. You've got to match up on her, surely, especially as she made the last one. But it's still there. This is by no means a done deal. 7 points, big margin, yes. They'll take the ball in the front court, I assume, get a quick shot. If they make it, they're right in it still.
And we will probably see another focused pressing from Czech nation team to try to force France to another turnover, as we've seen the possessions before.
So Czech Republic will take it on the front court, 14-second sideline possession. It's not absolutely must score, but if they don't, it makes life very difficult. And they're going to struggle to get it in, just about beat it. Matkova, go inside. Shnova going up, she's going to walk. Great rotation from the weak side, Gruder and Miem. If those two have dropped off, got to read the floor and find the open shooter. But France come up with a play at the defensive end, which could give them the cushion to get over the line here. Pupa. Both teams have fouls to give. But they're going to trust what's worked. They're going to still sag off. They believe there's enough time. Here's Hartley. Must again be, if she misses, it must be a 1 and out. Gruder kicks it, Pupa knocks the 3 down and puts the dagger into the heart of Czech Republic. A 10-point lead with a minute to go. Hedgstova is fouled. France with fouls to give. That's only their, that is their 4th foul.
Olivia Pupa, amazing game today. 18 points so far, 5 assists, 4 rebounds. Wow, what a performance from this player who usually struggled last year at the World Cup for France.
But she's had a very, very good season in the Europe Cup Women with Beşiktaş in Turkey. But she's not the top of the list when it comes to the players they're going to score to get you over the line. But when it's her turn, she has to do it, and she's done it. Matkova, need a shot. Hedgstova's got to put this up quickly. Nowhere to go.
No space, nowhere to go.
And Halotova out the game. It's almost like they were looking for the shooter, and she's sitting on the bench.
Timeout for Team Czech Republic.
Timeout, Czech Republic. The last throw of the dice for them, 10 down. Interesting decision here, Teresa, for Coach Garnier. It's a 45 second. Does she go take it in the backcourt? They have 24 seconds. She can just run the clock out. Or does she go down into the 14 second? And because in some ways it gives the Czech Republic more of an opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the pressure is on the Czech side for sure. actually fast break points 18 for France compared to 3 of Czechs.
Well, points in the paint and fast break points, it's like 56 of the 71. And we know they've struggled from the three-point line, they've struggled from the free throw line, but it's always a good sign of a team going into a tournament. A team with talent that doesn't play as well as we know it can, finds a way to win.
Yeah.
So you've got to give them the credit where it's due, and Pupa in particular, for the way she has really led this team. Oh, they take the Helotova, the younger variety, doesn't get it to drop.
Timeout for Team France.
Yeah, as you just mentioned, we've known that France always have a slow start into the tournaments, and that first half was just obviously the proof of it. But what I'm more pleased to see that young talent, the French team, really is able to bring the energy, and Pupa has been both ends and both halves really playing a great game. And I think that's promising for France, for that mission to grab the gold at this tournament, that they have players from the bench as well to step up and replace if the veteran struggles, or they are tired, or they are in the foul troubles, whatever could happen in the later stages of this tournament.
Well, it's an interesting dynamic for the French team, because we talk about their size and their athleticism, but we've also talked for a number of years, like since the retirement of Celine Demerck, about the guard spot. Well, with Pupa and Hartley combined, and Johannes, it may not be the one guard, but the three of them combined today,
Yeah, absolutely.
done very well.
And I have to say, I was even impressed with Sarah Chibougeot and Marine Fatou as well. They are really young players as well, and they did have quite valuable minutes on the court to give those experienced players a little bit time off and recover and come back with the energy they needed to bring in the second half.
Well, Garnier puts Inian Roubert and Renel Banco in the game for the last 37 seconds. And for three is good, and the margin there does not reflect the game here. 13-point margin for France. And there's only a couple of minutes to go, it was still tied up. And you say the Czech Republic look like they've literally run out of steam. Baseline penetration is turned over. Roubert, who's one of the most talked about players in European basketball, runs the floor after the block. Hartley steps back. Roubert keeps it alive. But after a scare, after the Czech Republic, for most of the game, led France. They have a big fourth quarter on the back of Olivier Pupa to win this 74-61. French fans, Teresa, are finally happy, finally relaxed. The majority of the French members of the Federation were right in front of us, and they look very, very relieved after a tremendous performance by the Czech Republic. We don't need to talk, I don't think, that France struggled in many ways. They struggled because the Czech Republic put a great performance on the floor.
I think Czech Republic put all they could and what was in their pockets for this tournament, because losing 3 key players right before the tournament definitely could be a big affection. But to be honest, I was very impressed with the performance of Czechs, and if they're gonna play like this, I think Montenegro will a little bit struggle as well against them in that farther stage of this phase group.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of those things though, as we see the stats with Hdova, big 19 points, and Brezinova, you can't underestimate her effort either. Tremendous contribution across that Czech roster, but it didn't go very deep, and they're going to have to play 3 games in 4 days. And then, you know, do they have the legs? As we see the scorers, Hdova and Helotova, they just needed perhaps 1 or 2 other players to get into double digits, and they had a chance. But whatever else, their performance was tremendous. and they should be proud of that. But this is tournament basketball, and maybe they stay close for too long, and they have no chance to rotate. So Montenegro and Sweden will be saying, "Hey, I hope I'm playing them last," because they're going to be a very tied group of 8 players. So, France celebrate with their fans, and that's game day 1 out of the way for France, that they fully expect to finish in the Belgrade Arena and medal time for them. But every other team will think, hey, there's a weakness that we can exploit in that team. So good win for France, but still room to grow.
Yeah, that's always the first games of the tournament, because it shows really in which mood, which character you came to at this tournament. And to be honest, I think the second half was so much more impressive from the French team than the first half. And I think France needs to bring it to the next game when they will play Montenegro. And as we've seen in the previous tournaments, they're going to get better by every game, hopefully, and they're going to be playing that quick game which they are capable of, because that was just there's been actions. It was nice to watch from that young French athletic team, and I look forward to see more from them.
Well, a 46-point second half for France compared to their 28 in the first half, and you look at that and you go, hey, this team can play like that for 2 halves, then any team's going to struggle. And I think the pleasing thing, as we pointed out, was the guard play was in fact in the end the decisive factor. Even though Giannis was really underachieving by her own high standards in terms of points, she contributed in many ways, but Hartley with big shots, and their Pupa, with curls to the basket, with penetration, most impressively with her defense. Offense isn't working, go to your defense, and their Pupa did that so well for this French team, that maybe they've found a combination, maybe the gold medal, but definitely a major competitor. And maybe there's 2 objectives here. 1, get to one of the Olympic qualifying tournaments places, then try and win. I don't think anything less than a medal will satisfy France, and I think Garnier wants gold.
If I'm a French player, I will go as well. Having those 3 silvers, basically, past 3 championships, I think every single French player needs to have that hunger to grab that goal finally.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The Czech Republic, well, as we say, excellent performance by them. However, they've got to come back tomorrow. They've got to rest and really recover effectively, because the same players who play well tonight have got to put minutes in tomorrow. And their minute splits were tough. A lot of players playing over 20 minutes. 7 players over 20 minutes. And that's a lot when only 8-9 players play. And therefore, it's going to be a trial. And the other thing, Teresa, we're going to talk about this a lot, I think. A lot of these players aren't used to playing big minutes with their clubs because of the quality of their club lineups. They've now got to find a way to pick themselves up, rehab, stretch, do whatever they need to do, eat very well, be ready to play tomorrow. That's what tournament basketball's about. You've done it, you know how hard it is.
I can only agree. They really now need to focus to recover as soon as possible, have enough rest as well.
Well, here is the group standings at the end of day 1, with Sweden and France with the wins. Czech Republic and Montenegro, well, they would love to get that win tomorrow. They play each other, so one of them's going to have a win. And obviously the 1 direct qualification place still up for grabs. So we'll see you soon for Group A action here from Riga.
Elgotova. Olivia Edkova. 3 points, Katerina Elgotova. Assist, Romana Khedova. Romana. Kamila Stepanova and number 8, Veronika Borskova on court. 3 points, Alexia. Oh.
Na sebe. Taky to prostě nejde, je to těžké. Musíme to vzít na sebe. Ale tady vyhrávat,
Public 61. Thank you everybody for cheering for your teams and see you then. Please welcome our court Dance Studio 1.